Checking in?
Yes.
You remembered her favorite binky, right?
Binky.
You forgot the binky?
I forgot the binky.
Tragic. Hashtag Binky Dad. OMG, guys, he forgot the Binky.
Hey, it's Binky Day. Hey, go that way, go that way.
Our top story. A father has forgotten the binky, but he's capturing hearts.
Binky Dad needs an escort.
Time out for Binky Dad.
Binky Dad, you're my hero.
Okay. Binky.
She only likes the blue one.
Kia, movement that inspires. If the new Palisade detects the risk of collision with the car ahead, it automatically stops. The vehicle transmits its intention to back up with illuminating guide lights on the ground. And if it detects a pedestrian or obstacle, it automatically stops. When there is a risk of collision at an intersection, the vehicle applies emergency braking. The new Palisade automatically steers when side collisions are expected during lane changes. Also, it helps the driver to avoid accidents by adding force to emergency steering by the driver. Highway Driving Assistance System supports drivers to drive comfortably on highways through driving assistance technologies like lane following assist or advanced smart cruise control. HDA2 has added a function that automatically changes lanes when turn signals are activated.
Alright guys, now we've just about seen everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2025 Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impression is this thing's got some good throttle response. The brakes feel good throwing it in. It is sharp. Not a lot of body roll for an SUV of this size. You'll hear those floor mats flying around back there. It shouldn't be too big of a deal. Brakes feel really good. This is all just in comfort mode. Not eco mode. We'll try it out in eco too, but comfort mode. Sharp response. Definitely feels punchy. Let's try it out in sport. See what changes up. Brakes feel the same. Steering gets a little bit heavier. That's nice. Throttle is more sensitive, noticeably more sensitive. But it's not overkill. I personally wouldn't prefer driving every day in sport. But if you're trying to show off to your friends, do some harder accelerations, yes, sport will be a better mode. But you can also use smart mode and have like sport steering feel and sport throttle response, but have like comfort, everything else. But yeah, in sport, ooh, that transmission's sensitive.
Starting in 2019, regulators in the European Union and the US started requiring EVs and hybrids to play sound while they're in use, from hidden speakers called an Acoustic Vehicle Alerting System, or AVAS. There are different standards around the world setting the rules for those sounds, and while they don't dictate exactly what the sounds should be, they each basically work by a common set of rules that sound designers have to follow.
You can get creative, but not that creative, I guess.
The first parameter is sound pressure, or volume. The AVAS volume has to reach minimum decibel levels. This makes sure people can hear the vehicle without it being too disruptive. That volume has to increase as the vehicle goes faster, until, at speeds over 30 kilometers per hour, the noise of tires on pavement and wind against the car body become louder than the AVAS, and the AVAS can slowly fade out. As vehicle speed changes, there are also regulations for the AVAS to shift in pitch. Higher pitch as the vehicle speeds up, and lower pitch as it slows down. This makes sure that passerby have an idea of a vehicle's speed just by hearing it. Finally, there are regulations on the sound's frequencies. The AVAS typically has to hit minimum volume levels at both high and low frequencies. High frequencies so that the AVAS can cut through low frequency background noise, and low frequencies so it can cut through high frequency background noise.
This one is the killer one for us as the sound designers, but it also becomes very hard then to come up with a design that is actually pleasant, like that actually sounds nice.
And that's the challenge, to make something within those parameters that isn't too quiet, but isn't too annoying.
It's very easy to be alarming, but having a good sound quality and not annoying at the same time, that's very difficult.
So what AVAS sound designers typically design is a short, perfectly looping sample that can play faster or slower depending on vehicle speed. But a simple linear increase doesn't match the dynamic sounds we're used to hearing in combustion vehicles.
A simple pitching loop, it's very predictable.
It sounds very linear, it sounds very, uninteresting, it sounds very artificial.
So it's like when you have an LP player, for example, and you spin it faster, for example. When you pitch it too fast, it sounds weird, it sounds artificial.
To keep the AVAS from sounding linear, designers will layer on additional samples, filters, and modulations triggered by certain driving conditions, like full throttle acceleration. And those samples can be made of anything, from instruments,
didgeridoo. For Cadillac, we have been able to use this ancient Australian instrument,
to entire orchestras.
So this is quite literally the score of a driving sound.
And they can even be inspired by combustion engines.
Right, that's the next one. Do it again.
Sounds like it hit a bit of a storm then.
Okay.
Like a car, right? Like a sophisticated car. This is outside, and the last one was inside.
Also, the birds are also part of it. One is also really like a spaceship.
I really need to do something about that number plate. It's not adding up.
Usual.
That sounds really wrong. Dull, no? You would not want to be hit by
Nah.
such a dull sound.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd want Fellini